This is a Samurai Nation podcast on the Samurai Nation Podcast Network. Hello, everybody. It's time for another episode of the Cool Podcast.
Cool Podcast.
That's right. We're ready to do another episode. We've got some stuff in store for you today. We pretty much do the same stuff every other week. We start out, we do the intro, we do a little preamble, and then we get into the segments. I hope everyone is happy with the way the show is going these days and with all the segments that we're doing. Maybe we'll post a poll just to make sure the customer satisfaction is always at 100%. That's one of our big goals here at the Cool Podcast.
Cool Podcast.
And over at Podnet Media. I think they're wanting us to make sure that we have customer engagement and stuff up to 100%. So, we'll have more on that on the Cool Podcast. Yeah. It's time. Oh, yeah. For another episode of the Cool Podcast. This is how I'm going to be talking today. Slow and chill. It's a chill episode. We're not going to talk about all the crazy stuff today. No, we've had enough of that stuff. I'm sick of it. I'm always complaining about it. I will say that Mr. Rude Guy is back safe and sound. He's been returned from captivity at the Serpent Sons. He's doing well. I hear that he's in good spirits, so that's good. And we still haven't heard from the Oracle. We don't know where he's at. The Truth Seekers are not happy. But they're pacifists, so I don't think they're going to come after us. What else we get to update before we get into the first segment? Well, I've just wrapped up some of my work over at Podnet Media. I've paid off the debts from the lawsuit, so I'm not contractually obligated to do any extra work for them, so that's good. Excuse me. Let me keep clearing my throat into the mic. So, we're all squared away over at Podnet Media. So that's good. We can focus on doing the podcast and making a better podcast, and one where people are engaging and they're happy with the product that we have created, the content, if you will. It's all about improving and getting better and improving content and putting out things that people like. And if you put out a stinker, you're out of here. So, we're going to learn a little bit, do one of our favorite segments to figure out how to be better at podcasting. That's right. It's one of the first segments we ever did. It's one of the best ones. Haven't done it in a while. I pretty much say that every episode because we've kind of got it where we kind of space out the segments into different episodes, so you'll kind of see them coming and going, and then you'll see your favorite one and say, "Hey, it's my favorite segment is back, and it's back again in full force." And we're ready to do it right now. Here we go. It's the Podcast Roundup. It's the Podcast Roundup. We love it. Haven't done it in a little bit. And we're about to do it today. We've got a fun thing to talk about. We saw someone posted this today, so we're going to check into this before we listen to any pods. It's a card game called Pod Decks. We saw this posted and thought, I gotta check this out, I gotta feature this in the Podcast Roundup. Pod Decks. And the first thing you go to their website, our store's special bonus is unlocked. Yay! We love the bonuses. And they're asking us to spin the wheel to get a big fat discount. Are you feeling lucky? Give it a spin. You can spin the wheel only once. If you win, coupon can be claimed for 15 minutes only. Same email must be used when ordering. All right, let's. This is sort of like a contest. Let me put in the official Coolstream email, and so we can get all the spam is directed that way. Let's see if we can win something here over at whatever this is. It's a wheel from this website, Pod Deck. Let's try our luck. Let's see if we win anything. We can win the Pod Deck, and I'll tell you what that is. We get 10% off. Whoa! Wait a second. How did that happen? Okay, discount code. We need to copy the discount code. Okay, we've copied the discount code. We're gonna get some pod decks. Let me just copy it over here in the notepad. I don't want to lose my discount code. So I actually want to get the pod decks. Use some of this Patreon money to get some. Well, it's not copying, so we've lost the code. Damn it. Aww. Unique podcast interview question and episode ideas in the palm of your hand. Pod decks. My mission to empower podcasters to find their voice and start their own podcast movement. And we've started. We're on the move. We have done all that stuff. So we've got Break the Ice, unique ideas for episodes and podcast interview questions that will set you apart from the crowd. We don't do a lot of interviews anymore. And maybe we'll do some at some point. Who knows? Go live. Use pod decks on your podcast or go live on social media to create fun and interactive content with your audience. We do that every other week. We've got a whole stream. You can't miss it. And boost engagement. That's what we need. Some strategy. Posting questions is the number one strategy to engage on social media. Is that right? Well, it's Travis. He's the inventor of pod decks. Pod decks. I created pod decks, and they're not like, it's not like Pokemon where you have different podcasters and you fight the pod and you got to collect all the podcasters and put them into your pod deck. That's not what it is. It's a tool for any podcaster, whether you're just starting out or a pro podcaster, to help grow your audience, have deeper conversations, and set yourself apart from all the other interview podcasts online. Now, this is not an interview podcast primarily. It is a segment-based, I come up with a description. It's a segment-based podcast with this one guy, that's me, talking, a little bit of background music, there's some sounds and all kinds of stuff. That's what it is. So I don't know how we fit into this, but we could use pod decks. The interview set. You can also get this t-shirt that just says podcaster, and it's in the Supreme logo. It's the same. I need that. I need the podcaster t-shirt. Wear that around. We need to read about what are some examples of pod decks. What's on these cars? Oh, of course, there's an app. There's an app for that. You get access to the pod deck library. Let's see. Why you should shift to a Netflix mindset with your content. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what some of these pod cards are. Read some of these off. If I can. Is there any example? Is there any example of ones I can read? The interview deck. The episode deck. Sold out. Okay, it has 5 unique podcast ideas to keep your podcast topics fresh and entertaining. All right, here we go. Here's some examples. My top 3 goals and what I am doing to get there. Okay, that's one of the examples. Another one we've got here is, and that's the only one we get. So I don't find that one very useful. What are my goals? Well, it's to do more podcasts and do it and people like it. Is that a goal? Let's see if I can find like a pirated copy. Pod decks, PDF. Pod decks. You've heard of Pod Nut. Pod Decks. Here's a review. Pod Decks. Never run out of content, baby. I hate when I run out of content. I'm learning.
What's going on, guys? Tony Hannity's here with Lazy Tech TV, and today we're going to talk about
Lazy
something
Tech
that
TV.
really relates to you creators out there. If you're a
That's
creator
me.
on YouTube, a podcast, on Twitch, anything where you need
I'm on
to
all
come
those
up
things.
with new and bright ideas to be able to talk about new stuff, I found something pretty
I need
ingenious.
some new ideas.
This is the pod deck, and this is specifically the interview deck. Pod decks actually come in a few varieties. There's the interview deck. There's the episode deck. They also have the episode deck version 2. There's the would you rather deck. I mean, there's a few
Would
that you
you
can
rather.
buy from the website. I personally picked up these two. It was in a bundle. It was on sale. Actually, I found out
It was on
about this
sale.
thanks to one of those oh so wonderful
Is he going to read some of these
Facebook
off?
or
That's all I care
Instagram
about. All right, here he's
sponsored
getting
ads
into the
that
deck.
look- In this deck here, 50 different interview questions that you can choose from. And the fun of it is just like, you know, Russian roulette in the sense that you don't know what you're going to get. So this question here, what is your most treasured possession? I'm going to have to go with my first teddy bear named Bear. Very unique, I know, which I gave to my daughter. So Bear is still with us. He's definitely one of my most and favorite treasured possessions. I don't know if that's what you're looking for. But that's just one of the questions, and then obviously can go on and on into something else.
You can just go on and on. The content never ends if you've got the pod deck. What is my favorite possession? Tune in next time to find out. Okay, we've had enough of the pod decks. How about let's get into this. Build a big podcast. This is a podcast. It's the podcast Roundup. 30 podcast episodes in 30 days. And there's also another episode. This says 5 podcasting lessons from Mike Pence. Didn't know he had a podcast. Oh, there's also an episode with pod. They've got some episodes with pod decks. What? I didn't even plan that out. I was just over on my favorite website, Podbean. We're trying not to. We like Podbean, but we also like Podnut.
Podnut Media.
We like all the different pod varieties. I hope it's okay that we're the competition here, Podbean. So this is about getting. Okay, now I remember what this is. Here it is. The description is Nate. I don't even know how to pronounce this. I'm just gonna let him. Whatever.
Build a Big Podcast, the marketing podcast
It's
for
the marketing
podcasters.
podcast.
I'm David Hooper. This is the show where I talk about how to build a big audience, how to attract people to your podcast,
that's what we want.
how to spread your message, how to make money with your message. If you have not subscribed yet,
We need to do that.
bigpodcast.com/subscribe
Some money.
will allow you to do that. That way you will never miss an episode. On this episode, speaking of episodes, we're going to talk about 30 podcast episodes in 30 days, also known as NaPodPoMo. It stands for National Podcast Post Month. You probably heard of National Novel Writing Month.
heard
50,000
of it.
words in 30 days. NaPodPoMo is the podcast equivalent. 30 episodes in 30 days. It happens every November. I've done it several times.
Happens
and if you
every
go to that
November.
URL that I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, bigpodcast.com/subscribe, you can see 3 different podcasts from 3 different NaPodPomos. One of them
Now pod
is a
Pomo.
jumpstart that will help you jumpstart your podcast, get it back
We
on
need
track.
to do that. We need
The
to get
other,
back on track.
podcast interviewing school that will
Podcast
teach you how to
interview
be
school.
a better podcast interviewer.
We need to do
It goes
that
through
too.
the step-by-step process, 30 days of how to become a better interviewer. And the other 30-day solo podcast challenge, that will really come in handy for NaPodPoMo. You can go through it
NaPodPoMo.
day by day as you go through NaPodPoMo, should you decide
Oh, weird name.
to do this. And I highly
Should you
encourage you
decide.
to. NaPodPoMo, or really just recording every day. Let's talk about what you can get from that. You will become more
I
confident
want to record
as a
every
host.
day.
You will clarify your message because you'll be talking about it again and again and again. You'll see what works what doesn't. I encourage you to edit your podcast episodes in NotPodPomo, but maybe you want to do it
that
without editing. And I think that can be a very valuable tool because it gets you very present. Nobody has to hear this. This is for you. I've got a podcast like that. It's called Big Podcast Daily. That was another project that started during NotPodPomo.
All right, so that's what we're going to look at here. NotPodPomo. Weird name. National Podcast Post Month. 30 podcasts in 30 days. National Podcast Post Month. Does not have a good ring to it. NotPodPomo. What is NotPodPomo? 13. Okay. Okay, we've got a video. We're gonna have to narrate this. Let's check it out. I'll do the narration, and I'll provide the narration here on this video. You may be wondering, what is NotPodPomo? A foreign language? Like, say, Pig Latin? No, nothing as fancy as that. NotPodPomo stands for National Podcast Post Month. Every podcast every day in the month of November. 30 podcasts in 30 days. Whoa, join the podcasting fun, everybody. Wow, notpodpomo.org, baby. Woo, November 1st to the 30th. Happy podcasting. NotPodPomo. 13 years of National Podcast Post Month. I don't know how that is true. 13 years people have been doing this? 2007, 50 podcasters participated in the first ever National Podcast Post Month. NotPodPomo. Created by Jennifer Navarrete as an answer for an audio version to other 30-day challenges happening in November. I can think of one 30-day challenge in November that some people are doing. Not me. Hell no. Okay, it's similar to National Novel Writing Month, aka It's similar to National Novel Writing Month, aka NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo. All right, check that out. NaNoWriMo. The difference? Well, instead of writing 50,000 word novel, you podcast every day for 30 days from November 1st to the 30th. Let's just think about which one of those would you rather do. Would you rather? This could be for pod decks. Would you rather have to write 50,000 freaking words, a whole novel in a month? Or record yourself talking for like 20 minutes a day or 15 minutes? You know, some of these podcasts are not even that long. 15 minutes. You don't even have to talk good. You can just barely the words come out, and it doesn't even matter. That's what I do. You just cough into the mic and burp and do whatever you want. Use any platform you desire. From full production studio to iPhone app and just about anything in between. The goal of NotPodPomo is to use the challenge of podcasting daily as a form of podcasting boot camp. And it just so happens to be Veterans Day, so it's a perfect time to think about boot camp and being on the front lines of podcasting. And we support the podcasters. We salute them because they're the veterans too, the veteran of the podcasting wars. NotPodPomo. We're gonna get into it. I could do that easy. Get out the voice memos. Jennifer Navarrete, NotPodPomo, and this is a truly awful looking website. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to post this for people to see. Jeez. So the whole background here is a picture of some coffee beans. And all the text is like gray, so you can't read anything, which is weird. I don't know. This is the person who invented Napod Pomo. Texas PodCon. Calling all podcasters. So we've got Napod Pomo and Nablo Pomo. Nablo Pomo. It stands for National Blog Post Month. I guess I was misreading that to Napo Blomo, which could be something else. Nablo Pomo, National Blog Post Month. I don't see why the National Podcast Post Month, why the post has to be in there. Because the other guy just said you don't have to post anything. So it could just be National Podcasts. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Not National Podcast Post Month. Napod Pomo. Whew. And of course it's based on NaNoWriMo, which is the not writing the novel thing. So you can get and write a blog too. Alright. Napod Pomo. Alright, let's get into a podcast. I'm sick of this. So stupid. NaNoWriMo. Alright. We're not enough of that. Big podcast. We did that marketing. Let's check out Justin Readily Random. This is a funny podcast.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm Larry Roberts, and this is another episode of the Readily Random Podcast.
Hey, you could be larger than life.
Wow.
Bigger than the world. Living out the hopes and dreams.
I gotta tell you, it's hard to dance in front of somebody as cool as my guest today. I mean, you look at him, you go, man, this guy right here, he is the ultimate example of testosterone to the max. He is he's cooler than a fan, man. Cooler than a fan. That's one of my favorite sayings that I got back from a movie in the what was it, in the 90s, maybe early 90s, New Jack City. I remember Nino Brown said, he's cooler than a fan, man. He's cooler than a fan. And I have said that to this day. So, anyways, man. Today I am joined by Justin Balloonside, and he is a part of PodMax. You know, this is the third PodMax event that I've been involved in, and this is the second guest of the day for the big PodMax event. So, Justin, thanks for taking this time, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Since last PodMax, I knew I wanted to be on your show, so it's a pleasure to be here. I'm really glad that you came back for a third go around, and I'm really glad they matched me up with you.
Dude, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'll tell you, man, if there's a PodMax event and I'm invited, I'm coming. I mean, that's just all there is to it. These 3 times that I've been here, granted, they're all virtual.
This is in October.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't even feel like a virtual event. It feels like we're hanging out, honestly. It really does.
Guys
and
hanging out.
Josh and Eric and Devin and Jacob behind the scenes
guys
there, man. Everybody goes out of their way to make this just an awesome event, and they succeed each and every time. So, but forget about them, man. Let's talk about you. You're the guest, not them, right? So, Justin, man, I have seen you in the PodMax events before. We have become friends somewhat on Facebook, and we interact a little bit, but I still don't really know a whole lot about you. So, what do you want to share with us today, man? Because I definitely want to dive into everything. I know certain things that I do want to touch base on, but I want to make sure you get your story and your message out to the people. So what do you want to talk to us about today, man?
All right. Well, you can follow up and check out what his guest has to say. I thought that would be a little bit funnier. Readily Random. Entrepreneur, rehab, self-help, personal growth. So these are some of the hashtags. So I'm not too interested in that one. And so this one's talking about drinking a lot. Let's do this one. This is a quick one. Maybe 5 minutes with Chris Johnson. This is one of these short podcasts, like a comedian guy, and then we'll get out of this segment. Go on to the next one.
I got a message from somebody the other day, and it's the type of message that you never know how the fuck to respond to.
Oh my God.
You feel like you have to respond, but you don't know what to fucking do, and this happens a lot. My name is Chris Johnson, and it was just somebody letting me know that somebody they really gave a shit about died. It was a death. Close friend died, important person in their fucking life gone. And they told me about it. And there's a couple ways to think about that. One, you matter enough that that person trusts you enough with that information to fucking tell you about it, to just offer that information up. And that kind of makes you feel a little bit good, right? Like, hey, holy shit. Like, this person thinks enough of you to come to you with that information. Because my buddy died within the last year, and it's not like I fucking ran around telling everybody. I mean, I made a fucking podcast. I know that. But it's not like I just walked around, like, telling people, just shooting out various texts and phone calls and shit along those lines. But the other thing that always comes into my mind is a more selfish thing. It's something that it's like an internal struggle. It's one of those things of like, what the fuck am I going to do with this information? Not that I don't want the information. Not that I'm like ungrateful to be told the information. It just makes me feel extremely inadequate. Because there's nothing that you can fucking say to anybody in a time like that that's going to make any fucking sense. What do you fucking say to somebody who just fucking loses somebody? You can't say anything. That's the fucking answer. You can't fucking say anything. I know a couple people who lost their mothers within the last few years.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I've heard about that, or just seen like, you know, the social media posts. And like, you reach out to those people because you should, right? Because you just want them to know that you give a shit. But I always think that anything I fucking say in a situation like that is grossly fucking inadequate.
Man, maybe 5 minutes with Chris Johnson. I made it about a minute and a half. So then I started thinking about all the other segments I wanted to do today. Like this one. It's the Cool Quiz Zone. Whoa! It's the Cool Quiz Zone. This time I'm giving myself a few quizzes to choose from. We're going to do the quiz music. I don't have time to do the quiz music. It's quiz time. So, we've got some different quizzes to do. We're going to pick one. We've got mental floss. And they've got some funny ones. This is sort of similar to a quiz we did before. Oh, the same one. We did Teddy Roosevelt or Game of Thrones character. That was kind of fun. So there's different ones, fun ones on that one. There's this one. This one sounds interesting. The digital knowledge quiz. Test your knowledge on digital topics and terms by taking our 10-question quiz. Okay, we can do that. 10 questions, easy. And you can share your results. This is from the Pew Research Center. Pew. Let's see if we have digital knowledge. If a website uses cookies, it means that the site... So can it see the content of all the files? Oh, so unprofessional to yawn. If only I could do NaPodPoMo, maybe I wouldn't do that anymore. Whew. Okay, can you see the content of all the files on the device when you're using cookies? No. Is it something to do with a virus? No. Would it prompt you to update your web browser? No. And this one here, it tracks your visits and activity on the site. That's what the cookies do. I'm going to say we got that right. It's not going to tell us yet. Which of the following is the largest source of revenue for major social media platforms? Licensing deals, companies purchasing advertisement, purchasing ads. That's it. When a website has a privacy policy, it means that the site has created a contract between itself and its users about how it will use the data, will not share users' information, adheres to federal guidelines, doesn't retain any personally identifying information about the users. I'm gonna guess the first one. It has a contract about how to use the data. All right, we're all not even halfway done, and this is a rough segment for me. I started off good. Someone pointed out, Poff Deluxe actually pointed out, they said that I don't, he says he noticed that I don't like the segment. And I'm starting to believe that. What does it mean when a website has https:// at the beginning of its URL, as opposed without the S? So is it safe for children? Is it encrypted? Is it accessible to only people in certain countries? That's a good question. Is it verified as trustworthy? I'm going to guess that it's encrypted. That's like a cryptoid. Or might someone encounter a phishing scam in a text, email, social media, message, website, all the above, all that stuff. Phishing, and we're not talking about getting a record by your favorite jam band. Which two companies listed below are both owned by Facebook? We know that Instagram is one. Twitter's not one of them, so I guess it's WhatsApp, and Instagram. The term net neutrality describes the principle that this is just thrilling content. The listeners are dropping out and they're hating this. Net neutrality. Should internet providers treat all traffic on the networks equally? Social media giving equal visibility. Online ads can't post ads for jobs or something. Government cannot censor online speech. I think it's the internet service one. All right, we got that one right. Many web browsers offer a feature known as private browsing or incognito. Which of the following groups will not be able to see their online activities? Boom. A coworker who uses the same computer. That's what I'm gonna guess. Customer login. Some websites and other online services use a security process known as two-step authentication. Which of the following images is an example of two-factor authentication? Authentication. That's where it sends you a text. So that's going to be this one, number one. Okay. Number one. Did we win the quiz? Yes. What? Who is this technology leader? Oh no. This is the last question. Hey, it's Turbo. No, it's Jack. This is the last question. Is who is this technology leader? It's a picture of Jack from Twitter. And this is part of the Pew Research Digital Knowledge Quiz. We got all the questions right. Boom! You answered 10 out of 10 questions correctly. Whoa! Yay! Wow! Okay, we scored better than 98% of the public and the same as 2%. Dang, we're smart. Some people didn't get any questions right. Or just one or two. These percentages only reflect the 4,272 adults who took part in the survey. Online quiz results are not included in the sample. Wow. Okay. Let's do another segment. Here's another one. This will be a quick one. I'm not even going to say that we haven't done this one in a while, but we haven't. If the truth is, that's the truth, is that we haven't, but it's okay because we're going to do it right now. Let me just get the sound open. We'll go into the next segment. It's the Discord dump. It's the dang Discord dump. We haven't done this one in a while. It's been a while. Excuse me. We're going to check out the old Tartarian Discord, Zertus Tartary. Oh, we got anybody in the voice chat? What's going on in here? Oh, there's some. I think this is a bot playing a game, playing music. Okay, I was hoping there'd be some Tartary discussions going on, and maybe we could sneak and snoop on people. But alas, no. We're checking out the Tartary Discord. We haven't talked about Tartaria crap. We hate it. I don't care about it anymore. We'll never talk about it again. I've kind of been avoiding this one because they were talking a lot about COVID and stuff, so I didn't really want to look at that. Still don't really want to look at that stuff, but I found some interesting... I was checking out the... God dang it. Let me edit that out. I was checking out the Encrypto channel because I thought it had to do with crypto coins.
I can't stop buying crypto.
Turns out it doesn't have much to do with that, I don't think. The description just says decoding a book for every home. Don't know what that means about decoding stuff. So there's some people talking. Some person named Two Kissing Cones talking about etymology and coins. We love the coins.
I can't stop buying crypto.
What another coin sound. Coins in certain maps serve as a good background for alphabet chronology. Sounds interesting, but then they had this post that's kind of funny to me. Two Kissing Cones then says, somewhere in this chat I read about preserving human knowledge for posterity. In sum total, or at least a condensed summary of the key principles in case of a cataclysm that collapses civilization. And that's what they're all about. They think that there's an ancient civilization, Tartaria, was great, like a steampunk wonderland, and it collapsed because of the mud flood. Crazy. So they're afraid of the next deluge, which could happen. Climate change and all that. So anyway, he's talking about a game, or this person's talking about a game. It recalled me to the game of last summer I had to play with due to accomplish my daughter's needy moods. Okay, I don't think English is their first language. So you played a game this summer because of the daughter's needy moods. It's a civilization restart after survivors return to normal surface life after having last 300 years underground. The all picture at the beginning is to consider stepping into some errors. Just because you have comfort, and though it appears that the player has been given a choice, it drives you away from nature, little by little back into capitalists' predominance, resources killing. Man, that sounds intense, whatever this game is. Maybe the game where you have to carry all the stuff around in the post-apocalyptic world. Well, the game they're talking about is My Time at Portia, which is, I don't really know that much about it. It's like a little kid game. It's about coming back from the apocalypse and getting into capitalism, and you're this little guy cutting down trees or something. It's like a little mobile game or something. It was on Kickstarter. It's a simulation open world RPG game. It's in post-apocalyptic. So the player builds and starts a workshop and builds stuff. Make the workshop as big as possible. And you gotta get back into the capitalism. So this... I don't know really what they're talking about in this channel. I thought it was all about cryptos. Oh, here's some blockchain stuff. Maybe it is. So we love the blockchain. What are some other channels in here? We've got a little bit more time. What are some other channels? Here's some things for sale, like some magic cards or something. There's a Tartary background on this magic card. That's cool. Let's see. Foundry requests. Need info on the pineal gland, in particular the difference in its function and states of calcification between races. Oh no, that doesn't sound good. Now they're talking about fiber internet. Discord is acting up. Let's see. Now someone's talking about Aryans, so that's not good. Aryan vibes. Oh gosh, I think maybe I don't need to be looking at this. Yikes. Someone talking about a cab driver wearing Nazi swastika. Okay, let's get out of that. What's another Discord? This is already going bad when we're in the Tartarian Discord. It's pretty weird up in here. Let's go to one of our favorite ones. No, we should have just went to this one instead. The Chill Zone. We love the Chill Zone. They've got fun stuff going on in the Chill Zone. What is some stuff going on in the Chill Zone? Here's the announcements channel. Void, who I think is one of the mods, says, the Fiverr listing claiming to sell ads for us is a scam. The seller is a fraud and not related to us in any way. Do not buy. That's weird. Someone's scamming, claiming that they're going to sell ads on someone's Discord server. Discord server? I think there's a lot of people in this one. I don't know where you find that. 200 something, 400, 200. That's a lot of people. You can get some ads. Let's see. Since there have been an increased prevalence of people impersonating me, it's the same person in the announcements channel, Void. People are impersonating Void. Please be aware that if someone is claiming to own Chill Zone, that they are lying. This is the only account that owns the server. If you see someone claiming to own the server, please let me know and them from your server as they are impersonating me. People are claiming to be Void and saying that they own the Chill Zone. Please note we only sell ads directly through myself or this other person. We do not sell ads anywhere else, such as Fiverr, Craigslist, forums, or other similar service listing platforms. If you do happen to find someone claims to be selling ads for Chill Zone, please notify a staff member right away and be aware it's a scam. Jeez, who the hell is trying to sell ads on the Chill Zone Discord? I might have to try that. And they're doing lots of giveaways and stuff too, which is cool. You can become a staff over at the Chill Zone Discord. Oh, they've partnered up with NordVPN. Allows you to encrypt your internet traffic, access movies and series not available in your country, surf the web anonymously. Take a look. So they're doing ads with NordVPN. That's cool. They're also looking for staff. You can be a staff member at the Chill Zone. Have they got anyone in the old, Have they got anyone in the voice chat? Oh boy. We're going to see if anyone's in the voice chat. Let's give it a go. Just real quick. Let's, we're going to have to mute ourselves. People are going to be mad. There's people live, people going live. Oh boy, this could be bad. Let's check it out. Streaming to the Chill Zone. This channel has a max number of people. Okay, let's check this one out. That channel's full. Man, they know these channels are too small. Man, okay, how about this one?
283197666.
Hang on.
Actually, I don't.
28319.
Actually, it's okay. I don't feel like playing. No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't feel like playing Among Us right now.
283197226.
No, I said I don't feel like playing Among Us right now.
I don't give a fuck.
Aye.
Oh my god. You can send games to someone.
What the fuck was it? What the fuck was it again?
Someone's gonna say something bad.
It closed.
I'm muted.
228319766.
Is that someone's credit card number?
228319766.
Yeah.
Is that someone's credit card number?
Yeah, that's not popping up. 228319766.
What the frick?
Oh, there it is. Okay, I sent you a friend request. You gotta accept that shit.
What map do y'all want to play on?
Hola, si lamo. Hola, si mamo. Hola, si mamo.
Hey, bro, so I'm gonna ask that you speak English before I have to come down there and pimp slap you with my dick of freedom.
Okay. Okay. Well, that was fun. We love the chill zone. We're just going to have to... I think the Discord dump's just going to have to be the chill zone dump. There's a lot of weird teens or something in this. I wish I could clip that. Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun, huh? Huh? Wasn't that fun?
Anybody want some of that candy?
It was fun. It's the fun show, the cool podcast. Whoa. Whoa. I'm losing it. But we've done another show, and it was pretty fun. Thanks for checking it out. We're on island time now, baby. Yeah. We learned all about NaPodPoMo. And we learned about NaNoWriMo and NabloPoMo. And all the good stuff. Different pods and discords and all that kind of stuff. And internet knowledge. We've got the most internet knowledge of everyone. And we're one of the smartest people of all time when it comes to internet. That's me. Thanks for listening to the show. It's the Cool Podcast.
Woo!
Dude. Podcast. Thanks for listening to the show, everybody. Wow. We'll be back next week. We're going to be doing a regular stream. Check that out. That'll be fun. We'll be seeing you next time on the Q Podcast.
I can't stop buying crypto.
Oh.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
That was a Samurai Nation podcast on the Samurai Nation Podcast Network.
Hey, bro, so I'm going to ask that you speak English before I have to come down there and pimp slap you with my dick of freedom.